When people say, I feel so selfish, I'm going to put myself first. Selfish island, population 1. I'm like, it's not selfish. Don't focus on that. Focus on, I am going to fight for the highest good of the people that I love and live with and serve. And to do that, I need to go and watch Netflix. I'm out.
Following on from being a people pleaser, and much more generally, I think a lot of people struggle, maybe women especially, with putting themselves first. There's always someone else that needs their attention. It might not be directly pleasing people. It's just putting others, the needs of others in front of you.
Yeah.
How on earth does somebody begin to break that negative, debilitating cycle of never putting themselves first? Because I would imagine by trying to care for everyone apart from yourself, you can't really do the job that you're trying to do.
And it's noble, isn't it? It's noble. I was doing a Love Morecambe Day a few years ago in Morecambe. It brought together lots of people from different communities. And I asked people to stand and face each other and to decide who's A and B and pay a compliment. Say something nice about someone's face. Just say something nice about their face. And they both had a go. And then I said, who felt uncomfortable doing that? Hands up. Who wanted to punch their partner? Yeah, who felt uncomfortable receiving a compliment? Lots of people felt okay giving it, but receiving it was hard. And I'm like, and I spoke to this one woman and she was saying, well, I'm a giver. That's who I am. That's what I do. That's my identity. And I'm like, great, but you are supposed to be serving from your saucer and you're serving from your cup. So you're going to have nothing left. What kind of strategy is that? I've did a little video on this. I love tea. I don't drink, but tea is my thing. So if you're filling up a cup, right, you're supposed to, on a saucer, you're supposed to fill it up so that the tea comes out the saucer. That's what you serve some, because you keep your cup overflowing, filled up and overflowing, so you can constantly give and serve. But the moment you give someone your cup and they down it like it's a flipping drinking competition, you got nothing left. So what are you going to give them? I ask people to put work, family and friends, and their own mental health in order of priority, because they're the three most important things. Put them in order. And people often put family and friends first, and then health second, or health first, family, friend. Work's always last. And it always makes me think, even with family and friends first, so who's going to look after them if you're lying on the floor because you haven't been looking after you? It's just not a great strategy, is it? But often people put family and friends or health first, but it's not that. When I actually say, all right, I'm coming to your house for 3 months, I'm going to live with you and follow you around. And every time you say, do, think or feel anything to do with these three options, I'm going to put a mark on a sheet. And when you're in the shower, it should go under health. But if you're thinking about a meeting, it's going under work. And when you're having dinner with your kids, if it should be under family and friends. But if your mind's on emails, it's going under work. And after 3 months, does my chart say what you've just said? It doesn't. So it's just about owning what we say and what we do are out of whack. We need to get it in alignment. And this whole idea, it is a noble cause, wanting to prioritise people and put them first. Fantastic. But if you haven't got what you need in the tank, it's a ridiculous strategy, and you have a bad plan. You have a bad plan which is going to finish you off, and there is nothing noble about you lying on the floor gasping for breath because you have failed to prioritize your most valuable resource. So it's not noble. It's not, and it's not selfish to put yourself first. It's not selfish. On a plane, put your own oxygen mask on and then pick your favorite child, practically, because if you're choking to death, you can't help it. So I kind of see it as when people say, I feel so selfish, I'm going to put myself first. Selfish island, population 1. I'm like, it's not selfish. Don't focus on that. Focus on, I am going to fight for the highest good of the people that I love and live with and serve. And to do that, I need to go and watch Netflix. I'm out. In fact, I'd use language when I'd crochet. Look, here's my crochet. I crochet because I've got ADHD. Oh, no surprise there. And I do stuff that is meditative to sort of slow my brain down. So I sit and crochet, and sometimes I'll put Netflix on at the same time. I'm not really watching it, but it's the noise. And my kids will come up and I'll go, oh, can you see Mummy's healing? I'm doing 2 things at the minute. This is like meditative healing for me. Is anyone dying? And also, you have a father. And I literally show them, this is not the time for you to interrupt me because I am filling myself up, because I want them to have that attitude. I don't want them to learn the hard way like I did.
So for people really struggling to put themselves first, where do they start? Is it something you can do entirely by yourself, or do you need to recruit your partner to say, look, I need help with this, I need help with that? What is the actual advice for somebody who really does need to put themselves first but just doesn't know where to begin, Jaz?
Yeah, it's hard because we're so embedded with our habits. But I would say you doing it on your own. I don't know anyone that can successfully just say, you know what I'm going to do? Stop smoking and stop drinking and stop everything that's bad for me. We'd all be as fit as a butcher's dog, wouldn't we, if you could just do it on your own? I would say surround yourselves with people who are on the same journey as you. Like on Facebook, I've got a group called the Impact Lounge, and it was meant to be just a few people wanting to have an impact. There's 2,000 people in there all sharing, this is what I've done today. And everyone jumps in and goes, yeah, great win. It's just a space where we've got 2.5 rules of the Impact Lounge. And there's 2.5 rules in our family, 2.5 rules in our business. First rule is be kind. You do not know what people are going through. Be kind to yourself, because don't put ridiculous expectations on yourself. Just be kind. The second rule is, it's a bit rude, don't be a dick. But the thing is, if you can't be kind, don't make it any worse, right? Just don't make it any worse if you can't be kind. And rule 2.5 is, if in doubt, refer to rule 2. And that's what I literally live by. So I have these little mantras that are easy for me to do. Tiny marginal gains, tiny steps. That's where the whole 10% braver method came from. So I have little things that I'll do that allow me to actually start that journey and get some momentum. So putting myself first, started off with, I'm going to find 1 minute a day where I'm going to sit, do nothing and breathe, just for 1 minute a day. And if you can't find 1 minute to breathe, you are already in trouble. So you found this podcast at the right time. But 1 minute, and then it's like, oh, 1 minute's actually not that difficult. Maybe I could do 1 minute 20, maybe. And I just sort of built up little things. Another thing with me was like going to the gym. It was always such a big thing. Got to get your gym kit. Got to get your gym. Got to get there. So I do things like, right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my gym kit ready, and then that's it. That's all I'm aiming to do. So I just got it ready and left it in the corner. Then I'm going to put the gym kit in the car, and that's it. So I spent a week driving around with my shorts and vest and pants in my car. I'm going to drive to the gym. I'm not going to go in, but I'm actually going to drive. So I'm literally retraining myself on the things that I've said are impossible by chunking it down and doing a tiny bit. So I would drive to the gym and then just come back and think I was looking for a medal. I just drove to the gym. Does anyone know? Because I know that next week, all that will be a habit, and then I'll be able to drive to the gym and actually go in. And then it was going in and like getting changed, but then not doing anything. I mean, it sounds stupid, but I had to retrain myself to do small steps well and make them a habit, because it was too big to just all at once start prioritising myself. It was too big. There was too much. I don't deserve it. People like me don't do things like this. It was too much to fight all at once. So I chunked it down into tiny, tiny steps, like I would do if I was teaching a toddler how to make fish fingers. And then each step was one that I mastered and made part of my day, made easy. So the next step went on from there.